along this wood. So he's describing the wood, he's describing Jacques, he's describing the general place over there. So that oak tree is there. It's an old oak tree, and the roots also are visible. And there's a brook that moves along this wood. It brawls along. Look at the lovely word that Shakespeare used. It brawls. It fights. A brook, it seems as if it is quarreling with the wood, with the forest over there. The kind of noise it is making. So brawl is a quarrel, a small quarrel, not a big one. So the brook, the kind of noise that it is making, it's as if it is fighting with that area around. So the brook that goes, and to the which place a poor sequestered stag that from the hunter's aim had taken a hurt did come to languish. And over there where Jacques was lying down, a stag came, a male deer, and it was sequestered. Poor deer, it was isolated from the rest of the group. The other deer had moved away, and the hunter that had been hunting them, that had been chasing this deer, it had hurt this deer. So this deer was trying to save its life, and it had come over here. It had taken a turn, it had taken a different direction, and it had come here to rest for some time. It was suffering, and it was in pain. And indeed, my lord, the wretched animal heaved forth such groans that they discharged his stretched his leathern coat almost to bursting, and big round tears coursed down another his innocent nose in piteous chase. So this deer was in such distress, it was in such pain, it was groaning in pain. In fact, when it was groaning in pain, you could see the sides of that deer heaving and bursting. It was as if it was panting. So the chest and the haunches, the stomach part was rising and falling. The coat, the skin of that animal seemed to burst. It was stretching so much, and it was crying because big round tears coursed one another down. They chased one another, so his tears were also falling down the face in piteous chase. It was a very pitiful sight. And thus the hairy fool, much marked of the melancholy Jacques, stood on the extremest verge of a swift brook, augmenting it with tears. So this deer stood at the bank of the brook of that little rivulet, and it was